right there. Now, guess what? Are there some real fucked up ass niggas out here? Hell yeah. But you know what? If you really want to look at it, bitches will do shit to niggas. Like, me and you could be in love, and if you're hurt, you will take it to limits that I won't. I won't do certain shit. Y'all motherfuckers fucked up. Like, how many niggas you know call the police on a bitch? The bitch could beat him up. The bitch could flatten his tires. The bitch could fucking throw bricks through his goddamn window. All type of shit. Fuck up the nigga all type of money. How many niggas you know will pick up the phone and dial 911 and call the police and get his baby mama or his girlfriend arrested? Oh, now let's put the shoe on the other foot, since you talking about niggas think like babies. You could love that nigga, right? That nigga could be taking care of your kids and everything. But if you feel played in some type of way, in that split second, you will fuck up that man's life. Because guess what? He gonna go to jail. Then now it takes money to get him out. And Lord, let's hope his goddamn attendance is up at work. Because Lord forbid he miss one more day, he losing that $22 an hour job. And that's what your ass just caught.
When you pop off and whoop your ass, don't you call 911. Because your mouth and you hitting them. Stop putting your hands on the air. Yeah, don't call 911 once you fuck your ass up. But that's what y'all bitches do. That's what y'all bitches do. That's you living the life of the messy life. I'm not gonna be a problem in your mouth. Fucking mouth. I'm trying to teach you something, little girl. Little ass girl. I'm trying to tell you something. You want to keep a man? You keep the house clean. Food on the stove, bitch. My husband at home. Understand?
Loyalty is not gaslighting. Loyalty is not sabotaging, manipulating, trauma bonding. Because you have a lot of people that are trauma bonding that know the situation, that know you're in a situation, like your mother or the cops or the system. They know that you're here, you have to be here, you can't go nowhere, you're weaker, you're smaller, so we're gonna treat you in a way that's degrading, but we're gonna make you feel comfortable and loved at the same time. We're gonna make you feel like you have to appreciate the little that we give you, because we could do much worse to you. That's what you're dealing with. Don't mistake loyalty with someone who sees potential, someone who sees a come up in you, someone who will invest a little bit but will take a lot, will try to take a lot. You know, my reference is Lester Wallace. A lot of people out here operating on a love loan, and they see you in a situation, or you go to them thinking that you could trust them, and either secretly or blatantly, they're gonna double that. They're gonna double their comeback based off what they gave you in your situation. And they're gonna keep going to the bank as long as they can until you figure it out, and then they take that last chunk of flesh and run off. When it comes to domestic violence, it's more than just violence. Domestic violence. It's not just physical violence, it's mental violence as well. And the dome needs to be right for everything else to go right. For my brothers, when it comes to domestic violence, this is very important, and why we say know yourself, because there are other people who know you, who study you, who've known you for centuries, thousands of years, and they know how to attack, they know what to extract from you, they know what to suppress to get that extraction out of you. When you know yourself, you know what's not you and what's being placed on you as you. People will try to send you energy that will try to transform you into what they want you to be. Like, even when you're just minding your business, people will try to be scared or try to be intimidated and sniffle and cough and do all type of passive-aggressive, microaggressive things to try to get you to speak up or move away or inquire about what the issue is. You're talking about domestic violence. Domestic is in the home. How many of us experience violence in the home? But there are no laws for that. That's the only person that you can hit as a child. And you can't, if you have a problem with a grown person in the street, you can't do that. You're gonna go to jail. How many of us endured years of torture and pain to the point where we don't even want to deal with our parents anymore? But we never took the time to self-reflect, self-observe, self-analyze, and stop. And we never thought that something was wrong with us. We never felt that something was wrong with us until you come in contact with somebody else and your triggers are hit. And it's not so much that you have an issue or you're a problem, but when dealing with other people, it is what it is. Either they're going to push your buttons and you're going to react and you're going to fall right into the trap in the hands of the system, or you're going to learn how to adapt. You're going to learn how to take control of your life, take control of your triggers, and adapt, become an adept. A lot of people think that it's cut and dry. Domestic violence is cut and dry. He did it. He should get locked up. And that's exactly how the courts judge you. Did you do it? They don't ask you what led up to that. They don't ask you what led up to the years of mental abuse. You know, even from as a child that you never took the process and heal from, and then you get into other relationships. We talk about domestic violence like it's a cut and dry thing, like it's not embedded. Not only violence and competition is embedded in our DNA, because you can look not only at entertainment that casts spells into detainment, but you can look at shows like Game of Thrones where women are in the old days, women getting their head cut off in the middle of the public, in front of everybody, getting their ears cut off for cheating on the king. And why is everybody so surprised that betrayal from a woman to a man who's already physically stronger than a woman? Everything is physical about a man. Everything. So when worse comes to worse, he's going to react physically. But people want to flex their power on you. And if all else fails, they'll play victim. They want you to back down. They want to verbally abuse you, mentally abuse you, spiritually abuse you, psychologically abuse you, financially abuse you, and then tell you that you can't defend yourself physically. Even if it's just once, no matter what's being done to you, you can't defend yourself in a physical manner because they've attached themselves to you in the trauma bond and in every other way. So they think they're entitled to stay there and treat you every kind of way. This is why you need to take control of your life and cut off anybody who feels like they're entitled or they have real estate in your life. You're the business owner, you're the CEO, you're the business, you're the product, you're the company, you're everything. This is your life. And you need to be linking up with people who respect your business and respect you for who you are. I've been more than open about being open in relationships. I've been more than open about polygamy. I've been more than open about my promiscuous ways with women. And that gets flipped, and it gets held over your head as guilt. So we're talking about emotional blackmail. You need to look that book up as well. Emotional blackmail through fog, fear, obligation, guilt. No man wants to feel that over years. But y'all won't let a person leave. You won't let a person walk away. You stalk a person's life. You stalk a person's social media. You stalk a person's GPS. You try to access a person's Gmail, email, iCloud, pictures, still, clothes, energy, data. And in business, what's the most important thing? IP. You have to take control of your life. The longer these people are there employed or sitting around taking up money and taking up resources, the more you got to pay them, or the more you got to worry about them coming back and hurting you. Relationships are business. Relationships are business. Sometimes you need to crash a car in order to get into a new one, or a better one, or a more reliable one. I made a reference to the movie Venom and how the boss, you know, remember when the Venom had left Tom Hardy's body, and the boss was pumped up and he's like, "Where's the Venom? Where's the Venom?" Man, that's real life. That's real life. And then people want to act like the victim when you get your Venom back, when you finally decide that you're not going to take it anymore. This comes from people who feel like you cannot do it to them. That goes against all natural and universal laws. And they know it. The government knows it. So that's why the laws are one way, lopsided.
Yo, man, yo, son, we gotta tell you like my dog told me. When you meet a chick, you got to straight slap her. Slap her? Yeah, when you first meet her, just slap her. Off the back? Off the back, just backhand her. Why is that though? Cause then later on down the line, you ain't never got to worry about that chick telling you, "Cam, you don't treat me the way you used to."
Physical violence when it comes to any form of abuse. Any form of abuse, from male to woman or woman to man, I do not condone it. This woman didn't just walk up to me one day and I smacked her the first day that we met on some Cameron shit. That did not happen. I've literally had women want me to call them bitch, want me to choke them during sex, want me to throw them around against the wall. That is not me. That's not what I do. I've had women that want you to be upset that they deal with other men. When I'm so open and carefree, that's your life. That is what you do. I deal with you based off how you respect me, how you respond to me, how you treat me, not how you trick me. The whole thing is twisted and turned around, and it's based off the past, based off the years, whatever has been embedded in our DNA, whatever women have seen down the line, whatever men have seen down the line. I don't know what it is, but I get it. I get it. I understand why men hit and run. I never understood it before, but I understand now that they don't want the detachment. They don't want the detachment. They don't want the drama. They don't want the problems. And a lot of times they haven't really even been able to face themselves. So they're unsure of what they're feeling. I haven't always been sure of myself, but I know who I am. And I haven't always trusted the vibes that I got people, but I took notes. I definitely took notes. And when it was confirmed, you just react accordingly. And now, and even in the past, because this isn't a reoccurring thing. This isn't a reoccurring thing. But now, it's just, either you respect me, you respect the bond, you respect where we trying to take this, if you trying to take it anywhere, or let's go separate ways. Like, why we gotta pretend? Why we gotta act? What's the business? You looking for ownership? Is it pleasure? What are your qualifications? I just need to give you this one section, and you need to just handle that until you can move up. So we'll put you in the fun and games section, but you get mad. You get mad when you be there. You be like, I'm not having fun. And then you want to move up, and that's too much work for you. But a lot of women are also preying on these men because they know that they can hide under the radar their bad intentions or their bad behaviors behind that bigger man who's the bigger, badder man, who she can also use as a scapegoat, as well as verbally abuse him when he tries to correct her or guide her. She feels he has no place to talk. You have women who want men without a job so they can verbally abuse him about what he's not doing, what this man is doing, so she can have her double life. There are a lot of things not being talked about when it comes to abuse, and people just think it's cut and dry. It is cut and dry. But men, you need to understand that if it's getting to that point, if you're being pushed to that point, you need to cut it off and break free. Period. No, I didn't hit that girl when we first met. Shit. But I should have never gave her the time of day. And that's another aspect of the flip into domestic violence, because no good woman, women that are no good, they cannot stand to lose a good man. Or they can't stand to lose a man that they know they should have or they feel entitled to. Like the men that you don't even date, you don't even know you feel entitled to. Y'all seen all the nice apartments I had, the nice stuff I have. This girl wasn't even a Section 8 girl. She was a section girl living in a section of her mom's house. And these are things that you need to look for, because when you're observing them, observe their behavior, their mannerisms. A lot of them can play the role until they get that wedding ring. But this girl, she lived at home with her mom. She didn't help her mother clean. She didn't help her mother cook. She always stayed gone. She always stayed on the west side with her friends, whatever the case, whatever it was. But they can hit you with a lot of emotion and try to convince you or convert you to however they want you to feel, or however they want you to view them. It'll just be emotion. It won't be action. It won't be consistent action. It'll be manipulation. And I say that Because as a no good woman, and you lose a man that has a 6-figure job, has his own apartment, takes care of his kids, you have to literally go in there and flip everything constantly. I know you working. I know you working to try to get everyone to turn against him and see that you're justified and he's the bad guy. But how easy is that to do in this climate to a black man? You're a coward. And that's why I don't have any reservations to try to convince family, to try to convince friends. In the end, they will all see. And I don't want any apologies. I don't want any deals. I don't want any partnerships. I don't want nothing. Because y'all knew me. Y'all don't know that. Y'all don't know that person. And a lot of my exes, I never brought around family, but they went around family after we was done, and they were still able to convince y'all to turn on me. So, man, it goes deeper. It goes deeper, and I'm getting my energy back. I'm exploring. I'm learning more about this land, learning more about myself. I'm getting more in touch with myself. Having a lot more revelations about what's been done, what's been covered up, what's been tried to be covered up, and what continues to happen. What continues to happen, and what forces continue to work on me and around me. I'm learning. But I have no problem with letting people know they on their bullshit. I have no problem with it. And from there it can go from wherever. That's why you stay out the way. That's why you just stay out the way, because you're inclined to say something and people know that. And in this culture of narcissism, it's Batman and Joker. That's it. It's Batman and Joker. No winner. No winner. Unless you're trying to be a woman, of course, or a victim, which is why they flip it. Narcissism will take any type of attention. You see how the Joker laughs at just anything? It's like laughing gas is coming down from the sky. This is how we deal with our issues, with humor and silly laughing to cover up the awkwardness, the uneasiness. Narcissism takes you pointing out an issue and think you're giving someone attention, or you're actually bothered about it. Wrong is wrong. But you know what you're doing, and you're flipping it to play victim. That's what needs to stop. Once people start owning up to their true feelings, how they truly feel, their true triggers, we'll start moving forward as a country and as a community. Name all the things women steal: resources, time, energy, opportunities, money. At this point, in closing, at this point, spirits can invade any vessel. Just because the woman is the weaker vessel doesn't mean that she can kill you. Spirits can kill you once they enter. Spells can kill you. They say words can't hurt you. That's bull, because now we know words cause spells. That's why they fight so hard to be in your head and in your heart. I can't argue that domestic violence for some is about control, due to how they were raised, due to how they've been made to feel before. They feel like they need to control how they feel. They need to control the situation. So that they get the desired outcome, and from what they know prior in the past, being physical, aids in the mental and every other way, and how to control someone. We learned that from day one. But for people like me, who are fine by themselves, who control themselves, who offer what little they have to all who come in contact with them, it's about self-defense. Not because you're the bigger vessel or because you're stronger, but because of the triggers, how you were raised, and in that childhood you weren't able to defend yourself, but you knew what you would do in a situation where, if you were able to defend yourself, what you would do, and now you're able to defend yourself. But we don't see who's waiting there when we have issues. We don't see who's waiting there to see the outcome of their input, the outcome of their influence. That's the narcissism and the trolling of the situations today. People want to see your reaction. They want to see what they do to you. They want to see that it matters, negative or positive. And when positive doesn't work, they're going to go to negative, period, over an extended period of time. Good energy turns to toxic, and toxic turns to abuse. Recognize the signs today. You may think that you can fight it. You may think that you have the power, the pride. Listen to me. Chess. We talking about chess. The woman can go all over the board. And essentially, not only can the man go one step at a time, he does not seem to be on the attack. He is defending himself. She is on the attack. She is on the attack, going full lengths of the board, touching places that that man may never see, and leaving information there, not picking up information and bringing it back. She's scattering information over there, and this is what causes you to lose mental control, to be gaslit, to be manipulated, because it causes you to lose focus. And then your main goal is to defend yourself. But people put things in your way, they move things, they say little things, they throw little rocks and try to hide their hand. This all plays into what the nobleman is about and what he works to defend. He does not like chaos in his area. He wants order. So if you want to harass a man, if you want to assault and abuse a man, do not be upset. Do not be upset when he defends himself in a physical way. Domestic violence is a very broad term, a very broad topic, and it's something that the system, the judges, the cops, it's at their discretion what they view as domestic violence. So breaking dishes, breaking windows, breaking pictures are all considered to be domestic violence. And verbal abuse, texting, all of those things are considered to be domestic violence here in Arizona. So, and those are things that us men let slide. We let all of those things slide. The breaking of the dishes, the breaking of the pictures, the glass everywhere, all of that. We let that slide. That's domestic violence. Not only will they not hesitate to call the cops on you, but they also actively manipulate, gaslight, and coerce the situation into getting you out of there. You're a threat. You've seen who they really are. You're not giving them what they want as far as benefits and leeway and benefit of the doubt. So now they feel threatened, which is also a broad term. It's like victim blaming, another broad term that doesn't go into detail of what is actually happening. So men, you have to stop being so passive. I know we've been beaten into passivity from the government, from our women, from our mothers, from our friends. They say, oh, it just doesn't, that doesn't matter. What does it matter? Who cares? All of these things that we're neglecting, that are factoring into final outcomes, we have to assess these things. We have to look at these things. We have to address these things. And that's the only way. That's the only way. We cannot get by on neglect. Why do I even have to say that? If that was the case, if we already could just assume and know what everything was, why would our mother send us to school? Why would it matter? But that same mentality, that same argument is being made when we want to go into detail. Why does it matter? If it didn't matter, why does it matter that we go into detail?
See, baby girl, I realized my definition of a real nigga was skewed. My views misshaped by new mixtapes that confirm the shit I learned in the streets was true. That real niggas don't speak when they beef with you. They just pull up on your street, let the heat hot you. And if a real nigga hungry, he gon' eat your food. I was a fool, Spend all my time ducking school, ducking cops, ducking rules, hugging blocks that don't love you. I pray you find a nigga with goals and point of views much broader than the corner. If not, it's gon' corner you into a box where your son don't even know his pops. And the cyclical nature of doing time continue. I'm little bro and big bro all at once. Just left the lab with young 21 Savage. I'm about to go on meet Jigga for lunch. Had a long talk with a young nigga Kodak. Reminded me of young niggas from Ville. Straight out the projects, no faking, just honest. I wish that he had more guidance for real. Too many niggas in cycle of jail, spending their birthdays inside of a cell. We coming from a long bloodline of trauma. We raised by our mamas, Lord, we gotta heal. We hurting our sisters, the babies as well. We killing our brothers, they poison the well. Distorted self-image, we settle to fail. I'ma make sure that the real gon' prevail, nigga. I just poured something in my cup. I've been wanting something I can feel. Promise I am never letting up. Money in your palm don't make you real. Put it on their neck, I got them stuck. I'ma give them something they can feel. If it ain't about the squad, don't give a fuck. Pistol in your hand don't make you real. Money in your palm don't make you real.